Hello there, adventurers, and welcome to Wally DM. Today we're going to take a look at some ideas that you can use for one-shots or quests in your Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons game. Now today's topic is going to be mysteries or detective stories, and these were submitted by you, the subscriber. Now, every time I release a new one-shot ideas video, such as this one, we're going to post the next subject on the community tab. So if you would like to see your name and your idea in a future video, be sure to go there after you watch this one and submit your idea so that we can take a look. So we have some really good entries today. Let's go ahead and get started with our one-shot ideas for mystery adventures. Our first one-shot idea for a mystery adventure comes to us from Inquisitor Thorn, who writes, "An enemy of the crown has been found guilty and sentenced to be tied up and thrown from a cliff into the churning sea below. An hour before midnight, the man was thoroughly searched and tied up by the jailer, read his last rites, and offered a final drink by the town priest. He was gagged and forced off of the cliff by the captain of the guard. Only the three knew about his execution time and method, but he was seen the next day without a scratch. Who helped him and how?" So there are a ton of ideas and directions that you could take this idea for a one-shot or a quest. Now, the one that comes immediately to mind is this NPC was about ready to drown, and perhaps a deity or a patron reached out to the character, and in exchange for the character's soul or something else along those lines, maybe some deeds that he has to do, then he became a warlock or became some type of a sorcerer that is now forever indebted to some type of an entity, a devil, a god, or a patron that now has the powers given to this NPC. Of course, another fun idea is perhaps there was some type of radioactive koi or some other type of fish that were in the ocean or wherever they landed, and this character or this NPC that came out of it is no longer human. Perhaps he's some type of a were-shark, or maybe even worse than that, perhaps he's some type of abomination. Once he finds those that sentenced him to death and carried out his execution, he would probably go after him, and then that's when they would see the true monster that's hidden underneath his human appearance. And again, I can see so many different ways we could take this idea, so this was definitely a great submission. Now, our second idea was submitted by Heartless Nobody, who writes, "As the party is traveling down the road in between towns, they are greeted by a messenger who gives them a personal invitation from the lord of a nearby mining town. But the odd thing is that this mining town has been abandoned and locked down for almost 500 years due to a mining explosion caused by the incompetence of a lord releasing a deadly toxin. Upon inspection, the party may find that the speech and material of the messenger and letter fit the time period perfectly." So what we have here is maybe the party realizes that they have traveled back in time nearly 500 years to when this mining town was actually still filled with a lot of workers and families and things of that nature, and now maybe they think that they are here to save the town. They start to see events taking place. Perhaps they are suspicious of a few miners. There are barrels of toxins that are being moved about. And then the party may decide, hey, we need to save this town, and then we'll be able to get back to our own time. But I think it would be a lot more interesting if we put a little twist on that, and instead of saving the town, perhaps the characters are back in this mining town to make sure that this explosion happens. There is a reason that this mining town was collapsed and burnt down, and the characters are back in time to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Our next idea comes to us from Brett Slasky Jr., who writes, "The party arrives at a small village where frequent murders and mysterious disappearances terrorize the townsfolk. A lot of victims have savage claw marks hewn into their corpses, which, among other clues, the party uses as clues to trace down the culprit, a village local who was secretly a lycanthrope. However, the day after detaining or defeating the lycanthrope, more murders and disappearances still occur, and the party has to track down a beholder or other powerful force that is controlling the minds of the village folk to perform these cruel acts. The lycanthrope knew about it and was killing these mind-controlled servants to protect the village." So this is a one-shot idea that can be played in two parts. The first part, the adventurers track down and defeat the lycanthrope and perhaps sentence it to jail or prison, and then they find out but there's still still more things going on. Now, of course, the lycanthrope is not in the clear because it was playing the role of a vigilante and was actually killing townsfolk that were simply mind controlled. If the lycanthrope were to go after the source that was doing the mind controlling in the first place, then those innocent villagers that it killed would probably still be alive. But now that's going to be up to our heroes and our adventurers as they go on to the next phase to try to bring this town back to normal. Now, as a fun secondary thing that we can throw in, and a little bit of a twist and a surprise, is maybe this lycanthrope maimed a few of the townsfolk and didn't kill them. So now, in addition to the evil cult with the mind control going on, we now also have a severe case of lycanthropy that is infecting the town. Our next idea was submitted by Daniel, who writes, "The city guard keeps finding dead tieflings with their horns cut off. The few surviving tieflings of the town are now on the verge of a riot if nothing is done about it. But it turns out that a local brewmaster uses the powdered horns as an ingredient for their new super popular ale and just had to keep on killing." Okay, so this is a little bit of a demented thing with tieflings, but we could still use this in an adventure. Maybe the characters find out early on, and underneath the pub or what have you, then the characters need to go down and free all of these tieflings. Now, after the characters travel through this little bit of underground that's underneath the pub, then they're able to free the tieflings, but then they're confronted by the brewmaster. And instead of just a local brewmaster, perhaps he has a backup that is in the form of a hag, or rather than a hag, perhaps this brewmaster is possessed by a demon, and the demons and devils are still in this blood war, and he is just trying to do what he can to rid the world of all devils, and that includes tieflings. Our final idea was submitted by Ben Ortmeyer, who writes, "The party is delivering a seemingly useless historical artifact to the local mages guild, but upon arrival they discovered that the artifact vault has been breached. Nothing was taken, but the party discovers the artifact they carried has been stolen from them, an artifact which is actually an ancient symbol of power for the rulers of the city. They must now scour the city to find who took it. Was it the terrorist group who mistakenly blew up the vault, expecting it to have already arrived? The local thieves guild, who don't understand its true meaning, but only its value, or perhaps a scheming lord of the city trying to claim power for himself?" Now, I do like all three of those ideas, and I would probably lead the party as to these are three different areas that you might want to investigate because they may actually have the artifact and be behind it all. But what I really would like to do with this is there would be a fourth reason, and perhaps there's some type of a tribe or some type of a monster clan that is trying to get the artifact because it is something that is important to their culture. So when the adventurers finally do find the artifact and whatever monsters have taken it, they found them worshipping it, or perhaps they find an innocent village or an innocent lair where they're all at, and then it's explained to them later that this was actually their artifact that was stolen from them in the first place before it landed in the hands of the characters. So those are some one-shot or quest ideas that you could use in your Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons game. And I do want to thank everyone that submitted ideas. I think they were all a lot of fun and I enjoyed reading through them. Now, if you would like to see your name and your idea on a future one-shot video, then make sure you check out our community tab because the next one is already released and waiting for comments or ideas to be submitted. The topic for the next one-shots video is going to be Gothic horror in conjunction with the release of Van Richten's guide. So I'll be looking forward to seeing all of your ideas submitted there, and then we'll put those in a future video very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next. Okay, I do have two more mysteries for you. The first one is a puzzle mystery, and that is in the form of a puzzle video on this channel. Go check out the Mystery of Quiet Hill. This was a one-shot I ran that takes the board game Clue and it mixes it up with the video game Silent Hill, and I ran it in a one-shot and it was absolutely amazing. So go check out that video, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments there and I will answer them when I see them. The second mystery is why is there over 70% of the folks that watch this channel not subscribed. If you're one of those folks, you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that now. That just makes me even more encouraged to make more and more videos. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.